The New York Times is reporting that Ted Cruz failed to disclose to the FEC a $500,000 loan from Goldman Sachs. Now you might say, well, why would he need to disclose that? Does that have anything to do with him running for office? Well, the answer is yes, it does. And that's exactly why he would need to disclose it. The money was used for his 2012, I believe, Senate campaign, which means it's a direct violation of election law. So they explain here, the loan does not appear in reports the Ted Cruz for Senate committee filed with the FEC, in which candidates are required to disclose the source of money they borrow to finance their campaigns. Other campaigns have been fined for failing to make such disclosures, which are intended to inform voters and prevent candidates from receiving special treatment from lenders. So this is exactly the kind of thing that they're trying to prevent, and it's actually even worse than that because Cruz's wife, who worked for Goldman Sachs also, a little-known fact that people rarely bring up, she also got a $500,000 loan, and they say in the article that they don't know if that was used in the campaign. It may have been used in the campaign, or it may have been used just for the Cruz family. Now, I gotta tell you, I don't even know which one is worse. Because if it's used for the family, well, there's a good reason to do special favors for Goldman Sachs when you're in power, if you're Ted Cruz. And if it's used for your campaign, there's another example of you're going to do favors back for them. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You give me a $500,000 loan, I tend to like you. I'll probably help you out down the road. Now, again, our system is so messed up that the crime wasn't giving the money. The crime was them giving the money, him taking the money, and then they didn't report it. What a joke, man. I mean, the crime should be, no, you can't take the money. Obviously, there's something going on here where people are looking for favors, and that's not how this is supposed to work in a representative democracy. But the crime was, hey, you took the money and then didn't tell everybody that you took the money. Unreal. So here's my favorite line, quote, in 2012, Cruz was campaigning for the Texas Senate seat as a populist firebrand who criticized Wall Street bailouts and the influence of big banks in Washington. And the loans could have conveyed the wrong impression about his candidacy, the Times said. You don't say! So this is Ted Cruz 101. Ted Cruz is a sleazy, slimy, smarmy politician whose everything about him is planned and calculated, from how he talks and the way he talks to his talking points. All of that stuff is just like he got together in a back room with a bunch of strategists and they programmed him. Like at CNN, they program Wolf Blitzer when he's a robot and he just says the same shit over and over and he's not interesting. They just programmed Ted Cruz to be a politician, be just the quintessential sleazy Washington insider politician, as he says everything that's the opposite.